Good afternoon. मैं लास्ट क्लास रे डिस्कस होते इकोनॉमिक इंडिया इंडियन इकोनॉमिक इन इंडिया. So why we have planning commission, planning methodology, and what are the plans? So these are to strengthen the economy, to strengthen the standard of living of the people. So in 1951, when Jawaharlal Nehru was the first prime minister, at that time he started 5 years plan, ಪಂಚವಾರ್ಷಿಕ ಯೋಜನಾ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲಗಲ್ಲಿ ಎಪ್ಪದಂತ ಎರಡು ಉತ್ತರ ಪಂಚವಾರ್ಷಿಕ 1951 to till date majority deploy ಕಚ್ಚಿಗೋಣ. And the purpose of all this 14 economic Panchavarsha Yojana 5 years plan is to develop the economy. In some plan there has been focus to agriculture, some plan there has been focus to defense or education. It depends. Wherever we are weak, we are focusing that aspect. So that means ସବୁ ପଞ୍ଚବାର୍ଷିକ ଯୋଜନାରେ ଆମର କଣ ଫୋକସ୍ କରାଯିବ, କଣ ଆମର ପ୍ଲାନ୍, କଣ ଆମର ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟାଲ ଗ୍ରୋଥ ରିକ୍ୱାରମେଣ୍ଟ, କଣ ଆମର ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ ଦେଇକି ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ରହିବ. ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ କଲ୍ଡ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ଇନ୍ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ, ପ୍ଲାନିଂ ଇନ୍ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ, economic planning to strengthen our economic growth and standard of living and growth of industrialization, growth of the irrespective of all this plan, we still have problems in India. What are the problems? We'll study that. So you have a topic, business problem, economic problem. Yeah. So from 51 we are having different plans. And 91 we implemented the LPG. We studied that. Liberalization, privatization, and globalization. In 91, when Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, he implemented LPG policy, and which will liberal and promote privatization and promote global industrialization, foreign investment in the country. With this great opponent, still we'll have some problem. India has some problem. We have all openness, we have all liberalization, still we have some problem. What are these problems? Problem due to lack of infrastructure, problem due to corruption, problem due to poverty in rural area, and people are giving more tax collection rate is very low, very poor. So these are the existing problem in India. We are talking that we don't have proper infrastructure, having lack of infrastructure, less infrastructure. We are having less sophisticated product. Poverty in rural area. We have people who are not having proper food, proper dress, proper education. Will read what is poverty, what is the main reason behind poverty, and what we can do to eradicate poverty. Will learn all these things. But due to all problems, even if we plan so many things, We have a lot of internal problem, business environmental problem, business infrastructural problem, poverty. We have so many problem in our area. Just a minute, I'll come. Yes, I'm sorry. So we have so many problem within our country due to environment, due to infrastructure, due to poverty. These are the problem in India. What are this problem? Unemployment is one problem. People don't have job, don't have enough work to do, not have to do something. Unemployment is one problem in India. There are people they are still looking for employment to do something, to earn something. Education standard, poor education standard. There are some people they are not getting the primary education as their right. They are not having access to higher education. Poor education standard is one drawback of our country. Poor infrastructure. Infrastructure in the sense like transportation, port, railways, everything. So we are lacking in that area. So if that improve automatically things will improve. Balance of payment deterioration, high level of private debt, ବହୁତ ଲୋନ୍ ଅଛି ଆମର ବେଶୀ ଅଧିକା ଲୋନ୍ ରହୁଛି inadequacy rather than decrease. Large budget, rigid labor laws, but laws नियम कानून बड़ा बहुत rigid बहुत strict. Inefficient agricultural ଆମେ ଟିକେ ପଛୁଆ ଅଛନ୍ତି. These are the different economy problem I'm talking about. We are not so advanced in agriculture. Tax collection rate is very poor. We are imposing tax, but people are not giving any tax. They are avoiding tax. So collection rate is very poor. Tax policy are there in place, but people are not paying the tax to the government. That means the collection rate is very poor. Business difficulties. It could be environmental difficulty. And globally, there are some price are rising, like oil price, petroleum product price. These are rising in the global market. So India has to purchase and distribute. This is another problem. So we have to spend a lot of money on the and business has a lot of difficulties during environment. Suppose your business has internal problem with employment, with staff or external environment. The government has changed, the society has some problem with your business. The customer has some problem with their business, with their product. So that is the external problem and internal problem. Business has some problem. The relation. So these are the economic problem in India. So with this problem, it's very difficult to struggle and manage the economy, grow the economy. So we have Main problem is unemployment, poverty, educational problem, and infrastructure. Due to this problem, we are talking about poverty. What is poverty? Poverty is not having enough money to meet the basic need, including food, clothing, and shelter. poverty ମାନେ ଯୋଉମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କିଛି ମାନେ ଖାଦ୍ୟ, ବସ୍ତ୍ର, ବାସଗୃହ ଆମେ ପଢିଛନ୍ତି food, clothing, and shelter. ଯୋଉମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ନାହିଁ, that is minimum things. ଅନେକ ଲୋକ ଦେଖ ତୁମେ ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଶୋଉଛନ୍ତି, ପୋଲ ପାଖରେ ଶୋଉଛନ୍ତି, ତଳେ ଶୋଉଛନ୍ତି. So that is poverty. And sometimes it is more than that. Even if you have that, you are not having access to education, you are not having to access to health. That is also poverty. So international organizations like World Bank, UNESCO, they are having projects, they are identifying, they are working on this, they are running different projects. ମାନେ କେମିତି ପ୍ରଭର୍ଟିକୁ ଇରାଡିକେଟ୍ କରିବେ, କେମିତି ଦୂର କରିବେ, ସେ ବିଷୟରେ ଭାବୁଛନ୍ତି। ସେମାନେ ପ୍ରଭର୍ଟି ଡେଫିନେସନ୍ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି. They have described in many ways. All international organizations, they have defined poverty in a different way. Sometimes poverty is a hunger. So I'll read one definition given by World Bank. Poverty is hunger, poverty is lack of shelter, poverty is being sick and not being able to see a doctor. Poverty is not having access to schools and not working how to read. Poverty is not having a job, is fear of our future, living one day at a time. So World Bank has given this definition. Poverty has many phases. Another definition. Poverty has many phases, changing from place to place and across time, and has been described in many ways. Most often, poverty is situation people want to escape. So, poverty is a call to action. For the poor and wealthy alike, a call to access to education and health, protection from violence and the voice. In what happens in that community. So that means poverty is not only the food, shelter, and clothing. It also has people who has no access to education, health. କେତେକ ଜାଗାରେ ଦେଖିଛ ତମେ ଭଲ କି ପିଇବା ପାଣି ଯାଉନି, electricity ଦିଆନି. They have something food and clothing and shelter, but they don't have the basic needs. And the sanitation system is not good in that area. So this is also poverty. People do not know, do not have access to a medical, to a doctor. If they sick, they don't know how what to do next. People do not have access to education. So there are different definitions of poverty. It's not only limited to the food, clothing, shelter. It is also giving access to all this. That is known as poverty. Why this happens? What is the causes of poverty? ଲୋକମାନେ କାହିଁକି ଏମିତି ହଇରାଣ ହଉଛନ୍ତି? କାରଣ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଜବ୍ ନାହିଁ, କାମ କରିବାକୁ ଉପାୟ ନାହିଁ କିଛି. There is no opportunity, no chance to grow. So first reason is limited to no job growth. ଯୋଉଠି ରହିଗଲା ସେତିକି ଯେତିକି income କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେତିକି, there is no growth in their job, but there is no job. There is a limit. So if they are not going, they are not able to think anything. Infrastructure, I told you, the infrastructure, poor infrastructure is one reason of poverty. You don't have access good road, good communication to that place. You don't have electricity. That you don't have good house, good building. So infrastructure wise, if you are poor, that is also one cause to poverty. Another poverty reason is the national conflict. ଦେଶ ଦେଶ ଭିତରେ ଯଦି ଯୁଦ୍ଧ ଲାଗୁଛି କିମ୍ବା ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହଉଛି, that kind of conflict is also one reason to poverty. War, national conflict, national war. Cost of living ଯଦି ବଢିଗଲା, ଯଦି ଆମର ଇନଫ୍ଲେସନ ବହୁତ ବଢିଗଲା, ଜିନିଷ ବହୁତ ଦରଦାମ ହେଇଗଲା, people will not buy. That is also lead to poverty. People will not buy things in the market because high cost. Social barriers also one poverty. There are some social barriers. Means society is not allowing you to grow or to buy something or to do something. Because of your society, you have to stay like that. Government will support, lack of government support. So these are different cause of poverty. Government support, lack of government support, social barrier, high cost living, international conflict and war between countries, poor infrastructure, no job growth. So these are the different causes of poverty. How poverty is measured? ତମେ କେମିତି poverty ଟାକୁ ଜାଣିବ? କେତେ ଆମର ଏତେ ପରସେଣ୍ଟ ଲୋକ poverty line ତଳେ ଅଛନ୍ତି। poverty line ହଉଛି one mark, one level where you are defining the people who are below that line or above that line. Based on that, there will be certain decision. You will take certain decision based on the people who are there in the poverty line. Poverty is commonly measured using income threshold in many countries. So that is the measurement of poverty. Income threshold ଯେତେବେଳେ ତମକୁ ଗୋଟେ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରିରେ କେତେ poverty line ରେ ତଳେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, କେତେ ଉପରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, କେମିତି ଜାଣିବ? Because you are measuring the things. How you are measuring things? Through survey. You are going to door and asking people what they earn, what they do, and you are measuring, you are collecting the data for asking people, and you are identifying their groups, their income level, their living standard. Based on that, you are deciding. That is one measurement of poverty. I'll read and same thing I'll provide in the notes. Poverty is commonly measured using income threshold in many countries. Mainly their income. You are measuring their income, including the United States. Some countries are centralized bodies like the Census Board collect the data and update the information on an annual basis based on the inflation. ସର୍ଭେ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ସର୍ଭେ ଦ୍ୱାରା ତମର ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ପଚରା ଉଚରା ହଉଛି, ଲୋକଙ୍କର ଇନକମ ଜଣା ହଉଛି, then every year. And there is a central board who does that. କେତେ ଜଣ ଅଧିକାରୀ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉମାନେ ଏସବୁ କାମ କରନ୍ତି, which will give your income threshold completed by different size and types of families. Each family member in a household that falls under the threshold is considered to be poverty. According to the Census Bureau, certain types of individuals are not included in the count as their level of poverty cannot be determined. These groups includes people within certain groups, setting like prisons and nursing homes, individuals living in military barracks, those living in college rooms. So there are some exception. People will not ask those things like people who are doing nursing job, people who are in jail and jail. So those kind of groups are not part of that survey. Then people who are in college, people under the age of 15, whose income cannot be determined. ଯେଉଁମାନେ ଛୋଟ ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ଅଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କର ଇନକମ୍ କିଛି ଜଣା ପଡିବନି, ତେଣୁ ଏମାନେ ସବୁ ଏକ୍ସକ୍ଲୁଡ୍ ଥାନ୍ତି ପଭର୍ଟି ଯେତେବେଳେ କାଲକୁଲେଟ୍ କରାଯାଏ. So there are certain groups, people who are in jail, who are in nursing home, who are below 15 years old. They are not part of this measurement. Poverty ଯେତେବେଳେ measure କରାଯାଉଛି, ଯେତେବେଳେ survey ନିଆଯାଉଛି, ଯେତେବେଳେ ପଚରା ହେଉଛି, ଏସବୁ ଗ୍ରୁପକୁ include କରାଯାଏ. How you can reduce poverty? One category, one steps to reduce poverty is to improve your economy, improve the country standard, improve the living standard of the people. So how you can do that? The international organization like World Bank, they have target to reduce the poverty by such percent, 4%, 3%, 2%, 5%, like that. They consider the global population and which countries and what is the poverty and how much percentage they can increase, they can decrease the poverty percentage considering the global population, and they decide a goal for that. Let's say they are working, World Bank is saying that I will reduce 3% of poverty under global by global population by 2030. Then 2030 मसीहा सुधा से 3% poverty reduce करिବ. This is the World Bank goal target. So similarly, all the international organizations are, suppose you in your home, you have seen that your father, your upper generation was very poor. So you have a target that you'll study and work hard and get more money, and you will remove the poverty of your family. So that is your target. So for that, what you have to do? You have to get a good job. You have to get good qualification and good job. This is one way. And other way is how to increase the living standard of the people, giving good education to the workers, to the farmers, how they produce more. Suppose ତମ ଗାଁରେ ଗୋଟେ farmer ଅଛି, ସେ ଯଦି ଯେତିକି produce ହଉଛି ତମେ ତାକୁ ଭଲ କି educate କରିବ, how that person can grow more, or how that person can produce more food, more cultivate more product from the land, whatever available. And government should encourage to build the shelter, build the house for the people who don't need, who need construct the shelter, construct the building, schools, education, institution, health center for different people who has no access, and educate the people to go to hospital, schools, provide better education for the people who are in need. ଏସବୁ ଜିନିଷ କଲେ ତମେ reduce profitable ତମ ଘରର ଘରେ ତମର construction ତମର infrastructure development କରିବ, construction development କରିବ, and setting up good educational institution, hospitals, and allow people to reach there. Providing enhanced access to better healthcare service by building medical clinic and hospital. People should go and reach the clinic and hospital whenever they need. So you are working on the health sector, you are working on the education sector and the infrastructure sector. You are providing good road, good land, good person, good house for the people. So the living standard of the people is automatically growing. So this is the way you can reduce the poverty. How poverty is measured, how poverty is reduced. There are different countries, we discuss about the measurement of poverty. So how it is measured? By collecting the income different people. So that will help to decide the target, which country is having more poverty, which state is having more poverty. So based on that, government will take some decisions. We'll continue this, and we have unemployment, who is having unemployment is a big problem in our society. Something related to poverty. We'll continue this. We'll read this in the next class. Tomorrow is holiday. Maybe we can have classes on either Saturday or Monday. Tomorrow, due to Christmas, we will not have any class. I will send the link for Monday. If we have class on Saturday, we'll have a class on Saturday. We'll study the unemployment. Then we have inflation. We will study the meaning of inflation, what is the mean by inflation, how to control the inflation. We'll study everything in the next class. Thank you. Today we'll not have, we'll close the class here.